see it through till the end. The Lord our God is ever faithful, never changing through the ages. From this darkness you will lead us, and forever we will sing your Lord our the silence, the rain, still we can know your good. All your plans are for your love. Yes, we can know your good. Yes, we can know your good. Lord our God is ever faithful, never changing the ages. From this darkness you will lead us, and forever we will sing your Lord So we won't move without you. We won't move without you. You're the light of all and all that we need, Lord. You're every day. So we won't move without you. We won't move without you. You're the light of all and all that we need, Lord. We won't move without you. We won't move without you. 'Cause you're the light of all and all that we need. So we won't move without you. We won't move without you. So you're the light of all and all that we need. The Lord our God is ever faithful, never changing through the ages. From this darkness you will lead us, and forever we will sing your Lord our forever we will sing your Lord our forever we will sing your Lord
Put your hands together. We got a new song for you this morning. Words are up on the screen. Come on, sing it out with us.
There is a river where goodness flows. There is a fountain that drowns sorrow. There is an ocean deeper than fear. The tide is rising, rising. There is a current stirring deep inside. It's over
cheerfulness for each one of us. We want to welcome you. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to find 3 people and give them a high five. Right now, 3 people. Welcome them to Momentum Church. Man, we are so glad that you guys are here. You guys may be seated. We want to welcome you to Momentum Church. We are thrilled that you are here. My name is Alex. I am the campus pastor here in Navarre. And listen, the reason why many of you are here is because someone invited you to Momentum. And that is because we are a community of Jesus followers who together are an unstoppable force for good, driven to change the world. Yes, we get a little bit excited about that. Every week we have tons of first-time guests. If you're a first-time guest today, we want to welcome you. We are thrilled that you're here. You're a VIP. In fact, let's make some crazy noise for our VIPs in the house. We welcome you. We want to connect with you. We want to honor you. On your way out, there's a blue tent. If you would just take a minute and stop there, we have a gift for you. We want to hear your story. We want to hear how you found out about Momentum. We'd love to hear your feedback. If there's anything that we can do better, we're just so glad that you're here today. And as we continue with our gathering, let's get our hearts and minds ready for the message that God has for us today.
Today. You are currently scheduled for a meeting at the office at 8, a meeting with the clients at 8:30, a breakfast meeting with your mom at 9, take Mike's soccer game at 3:30, the cable company is coming in part 12 at 4:30, to go shopping to take the trash out, doctor at 7, there's the gutter, so you should probably make some time for your wife.
So this last year, my wife and I, we had this incredible vacation that our friends were like, man, we want to bless you guys with. We want you to go skiing. Anyone in here like to go skiing? I love it, man. Snowboarders? Any snowboarders in the house? All right, I see you, several of you. And so we were so excited. And the deal was, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll leave Sunday after church. That's what we'll do. We'll leave Sunday after church. And so we'll book the flight for after church. And it was one of those bookings where it was a little too close for comfort, but you just knew. You knew that you could make it, you know, if you just watched the time and got out of church afterwards pretty quickly and not talk to too many people. And I want to tell you the story. It was a nightmare. The pastor, whoever was speaking, spoke a little extra long that day. And so by the time this other guy realized how long the pastor had spoken, he realized that the time, his margin had shrunk. It had evaporated. And so Steph and I, we rushed to the airport, and we're like, oh my goodness, this is too close, too close. Now, we've lived in big cities. I love the airport here. I love it. Walk in, go to your gate, fly out. I love that. And, sometimes maybe you're like this if you've lived in a big city or if you fly a lot. You think, you know what? Well, I don't got to get there an hour before. I probably get there like 30 minutes before or 20 minutes or, you know. And so what happened is, man, we left church. We talked to a few more people than we had planned on afterwards. And now we are rushing. I mean, I'm speeding, which I should have been speeding. I'm speeding. We got to get to the airport. Our flight is getting ready to leave. We get to the airport with about 25 minutes before. And I remember going up to Delta, and here we go, and yeah, we're running late. I'm so sorry. And they're looking at me like, boy, you're not going to make it. And that look is never fun, is it? And then I remember getting all the way up to our gate. We got to our gate. We're getting ready. And the lady said, I'm so sorry, but this flight is overbooked. And you have about 4 people in front of you. And you're not, here are the words. Here are the words. You are not going to make it. What? It was like rewind. I said, no, you don't understand. We're going on vacation. And the whole way over there, I'm thinking, what if we don't get on this flight? What if we don't get on this flight? And man, my stress is going up as my margin was going down. And that's why we're going to start this series. For the next several weeks, we're going to talk about margin. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about breathing. I mean, do you ever feel like you can't breathe? Do you ever feel like you're so busy? You're just going from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And you're just like, man, I don't even have time to breathe. You ever feel like that? Well, if you do, you're in a great place. And I'd encourage you, man, I would encourage you if you can, not to miss a week, because we've been very strategic in this series. And the truth is, we all live here. Either we're here right now, or we will be here again. And this series, I really believe, has the power to equip us, to help us to live not only longer lives, but better lives. Here's the story. She says, you're not going to make it. We didn't get on that flight. And I tried everything. I tried okay, it was the whole deal, and it didn't matter. So guess who ended up driving to New Orleans? Guess who ended up getting a hotel? Guess who ended up getting up too early the next morning and catching another flight? Guess who ended up missing out on some extra skiing? I did. Why? Because I did what so many of us do, and that is we try to cram. We try to get more. And by doing that, we become less. And so I want to give you a phrase that I want you to memorize, and this really is just going to help us. It's the message in a phrase. It is the phrase that pays. Are you ready? As our margin decreases, our stress increases. Would you say that with me? As our margin decreases, our stress increases. One more time. As our margin decreases. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I like margin. I like to live in margin, and yet why is it so hard not to? Why is it like we keep getting sucked away from margin? Why is it that we live? Why is it that we lead our families with little margin? I mean, think about it. We have so many things going on, right? I mean, we have emails, and we have voicemails, right? And we have work to do, right? And some of us have homework and papers to write, and we have hair appointments, and we have deadlines, and it goes on and on. We have practice. For some of us, working out, maybe it's a hair appointment, maybe it's a family saying, hey, we're coming in town. Maybe it's guests that you haven't seen in a long time. They're friends of yours, and they love the beach. I mean, they love you, and they want to come see you this time of year. And and then whatever happened to family time and dinner around the table? Whatever happened to dinner with friends? We just don't have enough time, right? Is that the problem? We don't have enough time? Or is it the way that we live our life? And what I want to say is no wonder why we get ready for vacation, right? Like we get ready, we just live in that perpetual state of, I cannot wait for vacation. And then vacation comes, and I don't know about you guys, but it takes me a week to turn it off. Anyone like that? Raise your hand. It takes me 1 week just to stop, to get in that place where I'm like, okay, now I'm ready for vacation. That's what we want to talk about, is the fact that life without is the title of the message. Life without is less. Life without margin is less than what God has for you. I could say it this way. Life without margin is less than God's best. And God has something so better. Where we live in a day and an age where culture is constantly bringing us to the edge, constantly getting us to go to the extreme of things, constantly. Maybe it's friends that you have, and you're like, well, their life is like this too. Their life is hectic. I mean, their life is busy. And the truth is, we like margin, but if we're not intentional, if we don't live intentional, you know what's going to happen? We're going to look back, and it's going to be a blur. And we're going to miss it. So in this series, Breathe, we're talking about taking the time to inhale. Would you inhale? Everyone, deep breath. Here we go. Yoga class. As close as I might ever come. Here we go. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Doesn't that just feel good? Doesn't that just feel good? Like God made us to breathe. When you stop breathing, you die. And yet so many of us are living life without. And God says, oh, there's such a better way. You know, yesterday, my family, we had a wedding. Preston and Ellen, they got married. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I took Steph, we took the family to Cracker Barrel. Thank God for Cracker Barrel. Took the family to Cracker Barrel, got some good food, and then went across the street, and Stephanie said, hey, I'm going to run in here real quick to Marshall's, I think. She's like, I'm going to look for something. And Riley went in, and I'm sitting out there with the boys. When you're in a car full of boys, boys do what boys do. Y'all know what boys do. Yes. And so we're sitting in the car with this, and I parked away. Maybe you have a newer vehicle, and you know what I'm talking about. You like to park away, and you're okay with walking the extra distance because you don't want their paint on your car. You know what I'm talking about? And so I got parked away a little bit, and there was this space, and we all like space, and then there was this other vehicle over here. And this car whips in, out of town, license plate, Fulton County, Georgia, and they pull in, and it was a smaller car, and the guy was probably 6'6", 320, and he had a beautiful family with him. Looked like maybe his brother was in the back seat, his son, teenager, 16, was in the... So this is pretty big, strong family. And they pull in several parking places and spaces, and they park right next to me. And that's fine, and the teenager, my window's down. It's like right here. It's like, hey, nice to meet you, awesome. And he's getting out of the car, and he's being real careful with the car door, you know, and he's trying to do this thing where he squeezes out and shuts the car door. And then they come back, and evidently they're running behind. It's not a good feeling, is it? And so he wasn't as careful this time. Now I'm in a rental car, and he gets in and opens the doors, not even thinking, I guess, and thunk, right into my door, right? But it's a rental car. Right? It's just a rental car. Right into the door, and the uncle says, excuse us, and they peel out. And I thought, you know what? What a great picture. Like sometimes the week of, God will give me illustrations that God is putting an exclamation mark on the message. It's like, Tim, that's how so many of us live. We live in such a hurry. And what happens is we end up leaving a mark on other people that we shouldn't leave. And then it's like, excuse us. I'm sorry, but we got to go. Hope you take my apology. Really don't care if you do or not, but I'm out of here. I've got somewhere to be. And the truth is, we live life less than God's best. We live life without margin. And God says there's a better way. Turn to someone and say, there's a better way. Come on. Say it one more time. Let's go, Navarre. Say it with us. Say, there's a better way. You think about it. Relationally, this happens. Maritally, this happens. When you don't have margin in your marriage, what happens? You end up being stressed out. Financially, this happens and you get stretched out. When there is no extra income, you get stretched out. When you add another bill and you fell in love with what you wanted, but you didn't have what it took to pay for it, and you get stretched out emotionally. When you live here repeatedly, you live here and you live here and you live here with life with no margin, you know what happens? You get burnt out. Your emotions fry. And that's why one little thing triggers an episode. And people think, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? What's wrong is your capacity has shrunk. That's what happens. Professionally, we do this. We get burnt out. Morally, we miss out. When we live too close to the edge morally, and we know right, we know wrong, but we want to live right here, you know what happens? We miss out. We miss out on God's blessings. God's like, man, I have so much for you. When we live life without margin, it catches up with us. physically. You know what I'm talking about. Like we were made for sleep. Sleep is the #1 stress buster. Sleep is. That's what it is. And so the other night, man, it had been a long day. We're over there in Alabama, and it was 9 o'clock, man. I was like, I am going to bed. I cannot tell you last time I went to bed, 9 o'clock. Normally it's like midnight. But I fell asleep, and I woke up at 1 o'clock. All right, that's cool. I woke up at 3. All right, I'm looking at it. All right, got out of bed at 7. And when I got out of bed yesterday, I felt rested. And when you're rested, you're invested in your health. Rest is a good thing. We get it, right? I mean, the builders are making new homes, and they're making new homes. Steph and I looked at one the other day.